Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be making a bar graph to represent our Skittles data. So the first thing we need to do is we need to highlight the area that we want included in our graph. So we're going to start with A3 and go all the way over and down through E8. So we have all 5 colors, all 4 bags. Now I can either click on Insert, Chart, or I can go right over here to my toolbar and just click on the Insert Chart symbol. Either way, it's going to take me to the same menu. Now you can change the view if you'd like to, have the columns go up and down or left to right, whichever you prefer. I'm going to keep mine up and down. Next, I want to go over to Chart Type. And right now, I have my legend representing my bags and then my colors at the bottom. I'd like to keep my bags of data together. So I'm going to click on Switch Rows and Columns. You can see it just changes. So now I have bags across the bottom, and I have the legend for my colors for each Skittle flavor. Next, I can go over to Customization. First thing I'm going to need to do is change my title. So I'm going to call this Skittle Color Distribution. You can keep it the same as you called your chart, or you can name it something different. Make sure it makes sense for the data that's there. I could also change my font size, my font color, make it bold or italic here. Now the legend, I could change the position to top, bottom, left or right. I could also change the font color, make it italics and size. This would change my overall font for the entire chart, and this would be my background for the entire chart as well. Just make sure you're picking something so that it's still visible. Now I can change each axis. So this is my horizontal axis, so across the bottom. So right now the label is colors, but since we changed it, the bottom is actually representing bags of Skittles. So we want to make sure that we type that in. Again, if I wanted to change that title, font, or size, it would be here. Access labels, I could also change font or color here. So the access labels would be bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, and bag 4. Now I can use this drop-down menu and change from access horizontal to left vertical. And these numbers are representing number of Skittles. So I'm going to type that in. Again, changing my fonts is right here. Changing my accesses as well. I could always add additional grid lines if I wanted to on my chart. Those would be up to you. And I can change the color for those grid lines there as well. Next is the series. So this is my legend over here. So if I use this drop-down menu, I can select each color. And you can see right now, green is represented by blue. That doesn't make much sense to us, so I can change it so that green is now represented as green. I can do the same thing for my additional colors by just using the drop-down menu and changing them to the appropriate colors so that when I'm done, all 5 colors are represented by the actual color they are in their bags. And that makes it much easier to quickly read my data. I could also add data labels to these if I wanted to, or it would say how many was in each bag. That's up to you. You'd have to do that for each individual series though if you wanted to. Once I have all this done, I can hit Insert, and now I have my graph. Now if I move my cursor, I can then just click and drag it so that it's not in front of my data here. Now I could always click back on this quick edit mode, and I can make some quick changes within here by clicking on things. Or I could go into this drop down menu and go back into Advanced Edit. And that would allow me to go back to the screen if there was something that I forgot, so I could continue to edit and change. And that's how you make your bar graph for your Skittles data.